Hello, Anjani here with a quick video about making herbal infusions. So plants have so many medicinal qualities, and that's why we're using tea. A lot of people are buying tea bags, and I want to share this little secret that I shared with a client today, and she was surprised, and she's an avid tea drinker. So when you have your plant material, hopefully you're using loose leaf tea or tea bags that aren't containing glue and staples and plastic and all the other things that are put inside tea bags that we're not aware of. We want to be able to compost more of the material. So I'm really hoping for people to use loose leaf tea. So the thing is, let's just start from the beginning. So you're going to get some water, hopefully purified, the cleanest water you have available. You're going to heat that up, not quite to a boil, but getting there. You're going to pour the water over your chosen plant material. And I'll talk a little bit about helping decide which plant material to use for your current conditions and what you're hoping to achieve with working with your plants. So you're going to pour that hot water over the plant material, and then you're going to put the lid on, because putting the lid on is going to keep the plant essence, that vapor that would be seeping out and going back out into the ethers. You want to capture that and keep that in. This is what is really working with our spiritual essence, with the part of our embodiment that is related to spirit. And we want to consume that. We want to become one with that. So make sure you're putting the lid on. The other thing I want to mention is that the longer you leave this tea infusion, I like to leave mine for about 12 hours, and I typically will use a lot larger of a jar than this, because that 12 hours that I'm letting that tea do its infusing its medicine into the water, I'm going to want to have a lot to show for it. So what I like to do is, after about 12 hours is up, I'll strain. So I'm going to pour this into another container using a cheesecloth strainer that one of my dear friends has shipped over with her mother from India. You can easily just use a cheesecloth with one of those little circular lids that comes on your mason jar, and just put the cheesecloth over that and let that go through there. Then once it's strained, I'm going to keep the liquid. Usually I'll store it in the refrigerator. And then with the plant material that's left over, you've got all this soaked plant matter. You're going to throw that back into the soil. So normally I'll just put it directly with my bucket of water that I capture as much gray water as possible from washing dishes. I pour that into the bucket from the shower. I bring that bucket into the shower and capture excess water. So you're going to want to pour your leaf material that's left over from making tea into that gray water bucket as well. Throw that directly onto the plants. The soil loves having this leaf material. It just soaks right up and disappears pretty soon, shortly after you've put it on the soil. So let me go over a few of the things about picking which plant material you're going to use. So I'll start with what I have here. I've put nettles. Nettles is a plant that is associated with Mars. So it has, although the plant itself has that Mars-like quality, nettles is very nurturing. It's cooling, so anti-inflammation. I have roses in here. Rose is a Venus flower. So anytime I make an infusion, I like to balance between masculine and feminine. So I'm always thinking about plants that feed my Mars, plants that feed Venus within myself, And then Jupiter, the planets that I mostly am associated with by resonance and what I'm working with in my current life. So I pick plants according to the planets. I'm into astrology, as you very well know. And I like to play in that field of resonance and what responds and co-responds with my physical body, with my soul, with my spirit. And a lot of times I pick intuitively. I put saffron in here. Saffron's really good for skin. It's good for health of all of the connective tissues. I feel like it works directly on the endocrine system. Then we also have in here horsetail. So I was in the Pacific Northwest a lot this year, 2019, and saw horsetail growing everywhere. So I got to have a chance to connect with horsetail as a plant rather than as a supplement, which I had used before in the past. Horsetail is very resilient and strong and grows like wild. It is very wild in the Pacific Northwest. It's everywhere. So it's really good also for connective tissue, helps with hair. Since I've been using this year, my hair has grown so much. Really thick, really long. I feel like the greatest health that I've ever had, and I'm 40 this year, so starting to really think about that and consider longevity, things that are going to help with connective tissue. So increasing vitality. So that's what we've got in here, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to ask any questions. Plants, I feel like, are such great teachers. They are such great teachers and sort of like a bridge between heaven and earth. So really, really looking forward to incorporating more plants into my astrology practice. I have a something that I call transformational program, working with nutrition counseling, astrology, and also making some herbal infusions. And I've been doing infusions with honey, which is so wonderful, such a wonderful way to use the plant medicine. So thank you so much. I'm going to attach a link to my website so you can feel free to peruse that and ask any questions. I look forward to connecting with you soon.